Every story has a beginning, a genesis, that first moment where a character is scrawled upon the page. For us, it is with the arrival of the good ship Welcome, under its able captain, Robert Greenway. It arrives off the coast of Newcastle, what would later become Delaware. Passage had been hard, several passengers had perished. However, Welcome delivered its most important cargo unharmed to the green and wooded shores. That passenger was William Penn. Penn had been awarded the lands west of New Jersey by His Majesty Charles II for payment of debts owed to his family. Penn was, in all but name, lord of these untamed lands. But Penn was different from his contemporaries, Lord Baltimore and the Duke of York. Penn sought peaceful coexistence with the native population of his lands, not domination. To this end, Penn treated with the local chieftains, gaining their trust and their goodwill, until, in 1863, he found himself in his well-accoutred party here at the McGonagwin Indian village, before the great Unami Indian chief, Awele. The stakes were high. Penn was bargaining for control of all the lands between the Chesapeake and the Delaware. But for the most part, all went better than expected. Penn and the chief set to conclude their treaty with a great feast that night. Oliver Armstrong, one of Penn's companions, in his papers written years later, recorded what happened next. He wrote, "A great table was laid with every manner of food imaginable, and all were merry, until the great chief's brother, the Shom, Massacre, stormed in. Through our translator, we learned that he was objecting to the treaty, that the great evil would lay beneath, would thrive on the ignorance of the newcomers, and that what had long since been held at bay would once more roam, and, as if delivering an eerie prophecy, stated, and the moon would cry blood." Armstrong went on to describe the commotion that ensued as the chief's warriors dragged Massacre from the gathering. He was never seen again. Penn's treaty opened a vast area to colonization, not the least of which was the fertile lands of the White Clay Valley. Colonists braved the treacherous journey across the Atlantic for a hope, for a chance at a dream that had been long since denied them by the York of the Haves, freedom and some measure of equality. But this new land also brought those whose motives were not so pure. Like dark clouds attempting to block out the warm rays of the sun, it would be they who would fulfill the shaman's prophecy. Over 100 years later, it would be Admiral Samuel DuPont, in a letter to his nephew Richard, who would record, "The gates of hell are thrown open with surprising ease, closing them. Now there's the chore."